should be good to go over there. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? I know so is over. Meat sauce is done. Joel's still missing, so he's not live. I know Justin, Blitz, and Ian are live for Unapologetic. All right, I sent out a call to some of my friendlies. Hi, Open Book. How are you? So I have another great... Oh, Decon, thank you. Thank you so much. Areil is joining me this morning. I'm so excited. Hi, Soy Sauce. Hi, Georgia. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome in. Tap that screen and let me get the theme song going for you guys. Let me get this turned up. Hey, Nancy. Oops. Hey, Cradle. Welcome in.
It's a brand new day and she's back again. Get yourself a beverage, let's get settled in. It's Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. Hey, 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 all our favorite heathens gathered in one place. All our questions answered, our favorite creators on display.
It's Decon Q&A with CrystalJae.
Hey,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get ready for the fun. Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. All right, we're just waiting for Areil to get here. So yeah, keep tapping the screens. Let me see if I can make sure that she is invited. I want to make sure she is invited. Good morning, Hanji. And oh, good morning, YouTube. Good morning to as Mezzo so lovingly refers. Good morning to the tube steaks. How are you guys doing over there on the deconstruction? I left the frickin' sound on. Let's bring Duke all up for a minute while we wait for Areil.
Hi, my dear.
How are you?
Good. Crystal will be along shortly. She just left my panel not too long ago to get ready.
Okay.
Just to let you know she's coming.
Okay, because I talked to her last night, so I figured she was. But, you know, I have been running late every day, so I don't blame people for running late right now. I've been late so much this week. It's been crazy. And I'm pretty punctual, you know, but this week has been, I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what, like yesterday, I went to the San Diego Zoo.
Oh, yeah?
I saw the gorillas, and I took some pictures.
I'm jealous. I lived there shortly, and I never got to go.
Well, I was looking at the gorillas, and I was feeling kind of sad, and I was realizing, like, we just lock them up and, like, stare at them, and we give them no life. And we used to do this to humans because we're so fucking gross. And I don't think it's right anymore. And I was like, what if he's sad? What if he's mad? What if he hates this, you know? And then, like, it kind of made me cry. I'm a big baby. Anyway, and I realized I don't think I like zoos anymore. I don't know. I guess I'm not a zoo person anymore. But then I got home and I was on Reddit and one of those gorillas tried to break down the glass.
Yeah.
I was right. They are not happy.
No, they're not. I don't. Here's the thing. I both love and I have a love-hate for zoos for that reason. I truly do. Because I understand that a lot of the animals that they take can't be in the wild. I get it. But I also understand that those animals want to be in the wild. So it's like, what the fuck do we do, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I I hate when we know that they have been bred in captivity, and that happens a lot too and stuff. So, good morning, silly goose. Thank you. Did you like the song? That is, I wrote the lyrics to my own theme song. Of course, I used AI for the music because I am not a musician. Okay, that I am not. So, but I do like my little theme song. Kind of gets me going before the show. Thank you, Cradle. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love that. I thought that was cute. I think your theme song's cute. I love it.
Thank you. I am going to be making a few more for some of my other shows and a commercial for myself because, you know, I kind of get tired of saying, hey, you guys, can you do all these things? So I thought I'd make a little commercial for myself too. And our guest of honor has arrived. For some reason, I can't hit things correctly though.
Areil.
Hi, Lilith.
Hello.
Good to see you, Areil. How are you today?
I'm good. Sorry, I literally looked at my phone and I was like, it's 101. What are you doing?
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Dugald said, she is coming right over. Okay, I don't know if you've watched my show before or not, and it's okay if you haven't. I'm just going to tell you how it goes since it's the first time you've ever been on my show. But what I do is first I'll ask you like 10 icebreaker questions.
Okay.
And then we'll invite people to come up and ask you questions. Sometimes they're shy or they don't have a good mic or whatever, so they might ask them in chat. And if you guys have questions in chat, just put them all in caps, whether you're on YouTube or here on TikTok. If you're over on the Deconstruction Junction YouTube channel, you can send super chats. I want you to know that neither Areil nor I get the money for that. That goes into a fund to help people in the deconstruction community when they need, you know, some grocery money or gas money. A lot of times they'll come to us, and if we have a little bit of money in there, we give it to them. That's what we do with that money. So you're welcome to send those super chats, but just I want you to know where the money goes for that. And I don't have super chats on my channel. So if you're watching on YouTube over on my channel, I am CrystalJae, J-A-E is my YouTube channel. Then you just put all caps and ask your question over there, and I'll read those out to Areil, okay? Does that sound good? Oh, and then the best part, at the end of the show, we get to play everybody's favorite game, Divine or Decline, okay? Does that sound good?
Love that.
All right. I am missing all my homework here. Hang on one second. Okay, that.
Hey, Cray. Thank you, guys.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost my place on my own iPad.
It's okay.
I was like, I mess up my notes sometimes, and I'm like, wait, what did I do with that one? Okay, all right. What is something you believed as a kid that you wish were still true?
Let me think.
I love the birds. Listen to the birds.
I was gonna say if it gets a little loud, I'm sorry.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
it.
doing my little neighborhood stroll since the weather is calming down. But does it have to be something like religious or just in general?
No, anything at all.
So I'm 100% gonna say Santa Claus. I was really into Santa. And I wish there was a jolly old man that was receiving my letters and put me on the nice list and throwing gifts down my chimney.
Me too. It was I know this is gonna sound so sad, but my mom and dad did Christmas. You know what I mean? Like they did Christmas.
Yeah.
We didn't have a perfect relationship. It was a rocky relationship for many, many reasons. But Christmas was the time of year where they tried to try to make it all
Yeah,
go.
let's get along. Let's all get along.
Yeah, and they gave you damn good gifts. Like they really did. They were really good gifts. I'm not gonna lie. Once they were both gone, I was sad. I felt like a little girl didn't get her Christmas anymore.
Yes,
I was
like what is this?
Right? Like nobody does it like your mom and dad does it for you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're both gone. You're like, I'm not going to get stocking
Yeah.
stuffers anymore like I did. I'm not going to get gifts like I did. So
Yeah.
yeah, I see that. If I think that if one thing could exist that that I thought existed, I would want magic in general to be
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's a
I,
good one. That's a good
you
one.
know, I think we all like the idea of magic, and I think that's frankly why a lot of us were Christians before,
Right.
because it was magical. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think magic would be fun. When was the last time you felt completely at peace, and what was happening around you?
Actually, last night, it's almost a, I don't know what I did to like get myself to this place. Time, as of lately, I last night I was laying in my bed, and my youngest is 3, so they all were mama's baby, so they literally sleep in my bed until they're like 7 until I can finally get
Yeah.
them out.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he was in the bed with me, and he, you know, cuddled up to me and fell asleep, and I had already put my middle one in bed, and my oldest, I had told him goodnight, and he's in his bed. And so I just felt very like, as of lately, every day at the end of the day, I just feel a complete like, that was great. Like, we did it. Everybody's safe, everybody's fed, everybody's happy, they're in their own
I
beds.
love
Like,
that.
we're good.
I remember being a mom, you know, probably about your age, and not every mom felt this way, but I thought every mom felt this way, and it sounds like you do too. I just couldn't really go to bed until I knew everybody was safe and in bed.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I mean, like, I might be in bed, but unless I know everybody, you know, is
Right.
safe in bed, I'm not sleeping. That's not happening, you know. So, and I knew other women who could go to bed and stuff. I just couldn't do it. I needed to
Yeah,
know
I
they were all
can't
tucked
do
in.
it. Yeah, like if they're not home, and they don't really go
Yeah.
anywhere, you know, like they go
Right.
my sister's house or my mom's house, that's it. But
Yeah.
if they're out and they go somewhere, you know, with my sister wants to take or anything like that, and I know they're supposed to be coming back, I'm not going to sleep until they're at home with me or they're at her house, you know, like they're safe.
Yep, exactly. That's the way I am. And like, but I'm still kind like, my kids are all grown now, you know, they all have their lives. I have one adult child and their significant other that live with me.
Oh, okay.
They're, you know, but the other two are, you know, married, live in other states, have their lives, right?
Yeah.
But you're going on a trip or something, you need to let me know
Right.
where you're going, that you arrive safely. And so we have this joke in our family. We say, when we go on a trip, we send each other a picture of the safe in the hotel to let everybody know.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
safe.
That's cute. Look, you don't even have to let me know, because I was stalking you on the Life 360 app. I know everything that you did because I was watching everywhere
There
that
you
you went.
go. There you go. So I'm still that way with them. They're, you know, they're gonna always be my babies. What can
Yeah.
I do? What's a memory that feels like it belongs to another lifetime, even though it's yours?
Mm, I'll say Virginia, like Virginia Beach. We used to go there every summer. Long story short, I have a brother, but we don't share the same dad, and he lived in Virginia. So every summer, that was our summer vacation. We go down there and spend a couple weeks. But now, like, I haven't thought of it in so long until you just said that. Like, it doesn't even feel like that was my life. I don't know, like maybe I'm getting old, I don't know, but it just feels like so separated, you know, like that was so long ago. But yeah, it was like a part of my life at one time, and it's not now. So I guess that's what makes it feel like, you know, it was a different time. But
Yeah, I think that the older you get, the more certain things like that. You are getting a little loud now. I'm going to mute you when I talk, okay? Thank you. I think that definitely as you get older, that happens more where you feel like something just is. And you know what? You know who brought it to my mind was actually my son said that cliche. Well, that was, a different lifetime or something like that. And I was like, well, he's not wrong. That feels like an entirely different life, like
Yeah.
not this life at all. And so if I think of different things like when I used to play softball or something, that is just so not like me now. And so that
Oh.
just feels like a different
And like
lifetime.
as you're
I
saying things, I used to cheer. I used to be, but it doesn't feel like I ever did that. Like I would never be able
right,
to do that now. And then
right.
this time of year also, because I'm a 90s baby. So Christmas, like that nostalgic, like it just feels like a different world that I'll never get to experience again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, if your inner voice had a physical form, what would it look like?
She's a baddie, okay? She's a baddie. But I did used to, funnily enough, I used to say that my inner voice was a man. Like he's like a drinking, smoking sailor, and he's just like cussing and throwing stuff and saying outrageous things. But now I've kind of come into my soft girl a little more. So I just think she's like she's like a rich auntie. That's what she looks like. Like the things that I hear in my
I
head,
like
she's the rich fun aunt.
that. I like that. Well, my inner voice is a hell of a lot younger than I am. She is so much younger. So first of all, she's probably just me, but me with the experience I have now and the wisdom I have now, but she's like, 25, 29 at the tops, okay? And yeah, she wants to go do things and explore and conquer. And here I'm sitting at almost 60. I'm thinking, bitch, why didn't you do
Where
that
are
when
you
I
at?
was 29? Where were you? When I had the energy for this,
Right.
Hi, Annie. Good to see you. Hey, Petty. Welcome in. There's so many good people. Hi, Benny. I saw somebody else want to say hi to Pope. Good to see you. Creation. Good to see you. Okay. What's one thing you've unlearned to change the entire way you see the world? And this doesn't have to be about religion, but if that's what the one thing was, sure, share it, for sure.
Yeah.
Hi, AK.
I mean, actually, it is because not to an extreme degree, but I held the same, gay marriage is wrong and like abortion and all that kind of, or AB, sorry, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like once I came out of that, it almost was like I didn't have to deconstruct it because that's not really how I feel. Like I don't really feel that way. And I never really thought about it. It kind of was like robot mode, like I never
Yeah.
voted against it or, protest or anything like that. That's not naturally how I feel. So it didn't, once I let that go, I was like, well, that was dumb. Like why, why would I have an issue with any of that stuff? So, but that has totally changed now that I am older. It has changed everything about the way that I look at people and life and just fairness and human rights and everything. Like it changed my whole personality. Like it allowed me to feel how I really feel. Like I care about everybody.
Yeah.
So
Now that you say okay, so one thing, like I didn't believe already when I like met this community, right? But I hadn't been deconstructing. I say I deconstruct because I feel like I'm gonna be doing this for a very long time. Okay.
yeah.
And I think how I see bigotry now is different because I thought I wasn't a bigot. I thought I don't hate people,
Right.
but I say the F slur.
Right.
right? I don't hate people, but I say the R slur,
Yeah.
right? And I started to realize that, you know, bigotry is sneaky, right? And hatred is sneaky. And you have to look inside. Like when you're deconstructing, there's so much to deconstruct. This religion is really fucking harmful, and it teaches so much supremacy and hatred and stuff that you have to be looking in all the crevices of yourself, and go like, okay, you need to work on that too. Like that's fucking wrong too.
Yeah.
And so I think how I saw how I see bigotry and how I see deconstructing has really, really opened my eyes, and changed the way I see the entire world for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It is a sneaky thing that you don't realize, you might be.
Yeah, and you have to be open to like literally if you're somebody like me, for instance, you have to be like I have to be open to like, let's say if you wanted to DM me and tell me like, hey, I didn't appreciate this or the way you said this, that's a microaggression or whatever. I have to, if I really want to deconstruct and I really want to change, I gotta be like, oh, you're right, Areil. I got to do better, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't just be okay with getting rid of the religion. Like, Christina Carroll's been talking about this, and so is, like, I think Thinker, and it's true. I can't just be okay with that. That's not good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
If you could experience one moment in history as a fly on the wall, what would it be and why?
Ooh. That's a good question. There's multiple, but I'm gonna say the story, and I think people have said it didn't happen quite this way, but imagine Cleopatra unrolling out of a rug in her own palace, and the look on her face, like, I would love to be there for her whole, like, you're pitting these men against each other, like, everybody's in love with you, and you're ruling this king. Like, I would love it just to be there and to watch.
Okay, I'm stealing that. That's what I want to do. That is a good one. That would be so good. Oh, now I want to go like read a book about her and stuff because I want to like, yeah, how fascinating.
Yeah.
I wouldn't normally interject on these, but that is a fantastic answer.
Right? Really good, right? What emotion do you think people misunderstand the most, and how does that show up in your own life?
I would say maybe sadness, really, especially for women. That's how it shows up in my life, because you can't be, it's misunderstood because sadness can stem from a lot of things, and I feel like especially for women, like, oh, now you're just emotional, like you don't have any, you're not logical, you don't know how to do anything because all you base everything off of is emotion. And I don't think that's fair, because sadness, it doesn't mean the same thing every time. Like, I may be sad because I feel like I'm not showing up my best as a mother, or I may be sad because I want to work more, like I want to make more money, or I want to do, like, it doesn't always mean I'm sad because life sucks and I'm just so overwhelmed with everything. Like, I think it's not fair to label sadness as just one, like, you're just depressed and you're just emotional. Like, that's
right.
not fair.
That's true. I think also it's anger. Like, passion gets confused with anger. Especially if a woman is showing passion, a lot of times misogynistic men confuse that with anger. And but if a man did it, like if a man acted the same way, did the same thing, it would be like a call to arms. It would be like, hell yeah, let's do this thing or whatever. Women would say, hey, calm down, babe, calm down.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so angry, okay? You know,
And
and
I
stuff.
was
So,
just about to say, calm down used to trigger me so
oh my
hard
God,
because
it does trigger.
I'm calm. Like I'm not angry. I'm just passionate about what I'm saying. What do you mean calm down? Like the more you tell me to calm down, the angrier I'm getting. Like, why are you saying that?
Oh my God. I remember when I was younger, people used to go, "Why are you mad?" And I would be like, I'm not mad. And they would go, "Yeah, you are. Like, why are you mad?" And I'm like, "I'm not mad." And they would do it until I was mad.
Yeah, like
I
now I'm mad.
so pissed.
Thanks a
Like,
lot.
bitch, I'm not mad. But now I am. Okay, when you're struggling to find meaning or direction, what anchors you back to yourself?
My kids, honestly, it kind of reminds me, and they don't even do it on purpose, but I could be feeling just kind of overwhelmed or lost, on what to do next. And then my middle son, he wants to play Uno, or like my baby is, can we read a book or whatever? Like, and it just kind of brings me back to like, okay, oh yeah, this is what we're doing. Like they are dependent on me to, not just feed them or put it like I'm their friend. Like they think I can do everything. And so it kind of just recenters me to like, yeah, that's right. We can do everything, especially, everything that they need. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm focused on right now. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. My kids very much ground me. They're very smart. They're very compassionate. They're really good people. And so they're the kind of people that you would go to for advice. And they each have their, areas of where they're very good at certain advice or whatever. So it's very nice. But also for me, I have
Mm-hmm.
depression and anxiety, unfortunately. Yeah.
Right.
But for me, a lot of times just having some quiet where I can organize my thoughts. And I'm not I don't journal or anything. It's more like making some lists and just just calming myself down a little bit, doing something mind numbing, like playing some dumb game on my phone or something, just in the quietness alone, so I can gather my thoughts, will kind of center me back to what I need to do.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because I do find myself, I'll turn on the shower and like sit down and like I'll watch stuff on my phone, or I'll just let me have a few minutes,
Yeah.
recenter. So yeah,
Give me
I
a
like that one
minute.
too.
Just give me a minute, and then we'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
Everything will be okay. Like, I actually used to tell my kids too, like, you can honestly tell me anything, and now they do. They tell me anything and everything. But I think when you're growing up, you hear that sometimes. There's some parents you cannot tell them anything.
Yeah, I
But I
wouldn't
would tell
dare.
them, you can tell me anything, but I'm going to ask you to give me a minute to be human. I've told
Yeah.
kids since they were little. I'm like, maybe let me be mad for a minute or cry for a minute or whatever
Yeah.
for a minute, okay? And once my human reaction is over, there is nothing that we can't figure out. There's nothing
Yeah,
we
for
can't
sure.
conquer. I will not stop loving you. Nothing bad is going to actually come of it. I just need a minute. I just need a
Yeah.
minute because I'm a human,
Let me regroup. Yeah.
Yep. And I think that they learned over time that was a true statement. I did not learn that from my mom. She told me you could tell me anything, and then the first time I told her something, I learned, oh no, I can't.
Never
Oh
mind.
no, I can't. Never doing that again.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's important. Like they'll learn, that
Yeah.
if I tell her and then she, takes a little time, and then things will continue
Yeah.
on how they've been. So it's
Yeah.
important to show them that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could send one sentence back to your past self before deconstruction, what would it say?
It's a good question, because for me, my past self is always little me.
Yeah.
And so maybe just I would just say Oh, that was funny. Dory just popped in my head. Like, just keep swimming. Like,
Aw,
like I feel like
I
just
like that.
yeah, like it's just keep going. Like you're gonna get there. You're gonna come into your own opinions and thoughts, and you're gonna learn how to stand in them and not worry about how other people feel about it. Like just keep going.
I like that. I like that a lot. Um, if I am talking to my deconstruction self, I think deconstructive, deconstruction self, I think I'm going to tell her to just say, keep questioning the religious patriarchy. Because I think I questioned it a lot, but I just want to reassure myself before I deconstruct that I'm on the right path.
Yeah,
Don't stop, you know, like just keep going. You guys, I have one more question in the icebreaker category. If you guys have questions for Areil, feel free to request up. The guest box is open. Or if you have a question and you don't want to come up, you can always just type it in all caps and I'll be happy to read it out to her. Same for everybody over on the YouTube channels. Just put your question in all caps for me. I appreciate it. What do you think your life is trying to teach you right now?
Honestly, I think right now I'm learning to, I guess categorize is a good word, because I've struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life. But after I deconstructed, I ended up going and getting tested and diagnosed with ADHD. And so now I'm medicated for that. And so now I'm learning how to stop the patterns that I learned when I didn't know that that's what was going on. Because
Right.
I taught myself how to, how do I say it? Like the analogy that I heard when I was going through it was that when you're struggling with stuff like that, I maybe have like 5 spoons a day. And so what are you going to use those on before that's it? Like I can't do anything else today.
Yeah.
And so now that I have my energy back and like I'm cognitive, like I'm functioning in reality now. So I have to unlearn, we don't only have 5 spoons, like we can do everything we need to do today. Because now it almost makes me feel like, well, now you're just procrastinating because there's no reason not to do that. So it's almost like I taught myself to, which was, it helped me at the time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Like, don't try to do too many things. But now it's like, okay, don't not do them just because you used to operate that way. Like, finish what you're doing now. So
Yeah, for sure. I have been trying to get a formal diagnosis. I need a new psychiatrist, and it's so hard to find a new one.
Yeah.
And so, but he's been a pain. But I definitely have every symptom for a person with ADHD.
Oh, yeah.
I just need the formal diagnosis.
Yeah.
And people always ask me, why do you care at your age? I care because I want to know. It's just why I've been struggling my whole life.
Right.
Even that alone is such a relief. You just feel
It is. It really
You know what
is.
I mean? Yeah.
Right at the
Just
end,
just to know.
before I got diagnosed, that was causing me so much anxiety because I know I'm not lazy. Like I'm not, I have all these ideas and all these, like, what is wrong with me? Like, why am I so tired? Like, why is I'm so overwhelmed? And so it really helped me to get the diagnosis and to understand, like, it's not you, like it is, but it's not your fault. Like there's an imbalance there. Like you need to fix that, and then you can operate in how you really feel every day, like in your brain instead of just holding everything in. And so, yeah, it really helped me a lot. And I was able, my cousin got diagnosed with it as well. And so I kept talking about it to my family. And finally, my aunt was like, that sounds exactly like the symptoms that she was having. And so she sent me to where she got her diagnosis at, and she gave me the test and asked me a bunch of questions, and she was like, well, I definitely like you're giving all the signs, and I'm gonna go ahead and we played with the dosage and all that stuff, and so now it doesn't overdo it, but it's
Right.
a good level. Like I can function, I can think straight, I can focus. So yeah, it helped me a lot, and I really wish I had known a long time ago, because it caused so many other problems because I didn't know what was wrong with me. Like, what is going on?
Right. I don't. When I read about the symptoms and I look back on my life, I'm like, God, a diagnosis would have been awesome, Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that, so now I'm trying as a grown-ass adult. Hey, JA Debates, Joyful, how are you this morning? All right, if you have a question for Areil, come on up. Dougal, do you have some questions for your friend Areil?
When I didn't hear if you asked earlier, but when did you say you started deconstructing?
It's been about 2 years. It's going on 2 years now.
What was your denomination before that?
Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. But yeah, I'm from Texas, Bible Belt. Honestly, I think the church that we went to while I was growing up, I'm pretty sure it's a Baptist church. Mm-hmm. And I'm not joking. We went there my whole life. Like, my sister still goes there. She works there. And I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
Okay. That's all I
So you grew up in the church?
Yeah, my grandparents were really more influential. My mom, she's hardcore Christian now, but like when we were kids, she wasn't really she wasn't anything else, like I'm sure she would have classified herself as a Christian, but she didn't really get us into it like that. But yeah, my grandparents were very, very Christian. They still are. And they took us to church, and they worked at the church. And so it kind of just becomes your life. Like, all of our friends went to the church, everybody that they knew went to the church. And so we were there a lot. And after that, like, once I kind of got a little older, like, I still would go, but then I turned into like the Easter Sunday Christian. Like, I don't want to go. Yeah. You can go on Easter and Christmas. Like, that's about all you're going to get from me. But then I did hit the point where, because I've heard a lot of people say they enjoy the community and like the social aspect of it. And so I did find myself for a period of time wanting to go. Because I get to see people, and like I like that we're all here with under the same premise, basically. Like, we're all here for this. It just makes you feel like, oh, good, like unity. We're all here. We all believe this. And obviously looking back on it now, like that's not even true. We don't all think the same thing. If I was to start talking to y'all, but just in the moment, it felt like, something productive, and it felt like I was doing something good, and I'm going to get out of the house, and we're going to see people, and the kids get to go play, like it just felt like a good thing to do at the time. So
Annika asks, what's the best and worst part of deconstructing?
So the best part, honestly, was, and obviously me getting diagnosed with ADHD and stuff, it helped. But I feel like since I deconstructed it, I'm not anxious like I was. Like, I'm not, because I noticed, especially right before I deconstructed, I was praying and waiting so hard for something. Like, I'm talking about went full, like, I'm fasting and praying. I was doing like the feast days, like I'm taking all the leaven out of my, like, went full blown, like, maybe I'm not doing it right. So like, let me try to really do this. And it wasn't even that I was asking for anything specific, but I'm asking you to like show up, like, what, answer me, like, say something, like,
Yeah.
Give me a sign, you know,
Just be
like,
present.
right, show me a fucking bumper sticker or anything, like do something. And nothing happened. But I realized that was giving me so much anxiety because it was like, what am I doing wrong? And like, maybe I missed something. And like, maybe you did say something and I wasn't being still and quiet and listening. And maybe it was causing a lot of turmoil. And so anyways, the best thing about it for me is that, you know, it kind of takes a pressure off of me. That's why I changed. I had Areil Almighty a long time ago, but I just thought it sounded fun. But now I changed it back to that because I feel responsible for everything that goes on in my reality, and good and bad. So like if something bad is going on, like why am I in this situation? Like what am I doing that put me here? Or the good stuff, like, yeah, girl, we did that. Like, yes, we did that.
Yeah, you did that. Don't give God the glory for
Yeah.
that shit. You worked hard. You
Yep.
deserve it.
For sure.
Hey, Petty, how are you today?
I'm good, Crystal. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have to get with you so you could be in that box next, okay? So we need to get together for that. But did you have a question for Areil today?
I did. But where your kids at? That's my question. Where your kids?
I knew she was. Listen, I knew it. She about to get put in the same box as Kelvin. Don't worry about. Listen, you worried about the
Kelvin.
No, but my real question is, can you tell me the most interesting thing that you found, I guess either in the juxtaposition or the correlation of deconstructing from Christianity and then you delving into more African spirituality? That's my question, and I'll drop back to the comments.
Yeah,
I love that. Thank you, Petty.
Yeah, I didn't make the connection like instantaneously. You know, like it wasn't like, oh wait, this came from this, and my ancestors probably, like, it was kind of gradual. But once the way my brain is, like, once the thread kind of starts to unravel, I'm gonna keep picking at, like, I couldn't stop. And so I just kept learning more and more and more. And, you know, obviously inside of the scriptures is terrible. But then when I came out of that and started looking at the history, that's kind of when it clicked. And I was like, oh, this isn't even ours. Like, this isn't even mine. This doesn't even, you know, my ancestors weren't, they would have laughed in my face. Like, what are you talking about, Jesus? Who is that? Like, and so, for me, I actually went and did my, my ancestry because of that. Like, I wanted to see, where do I really come from? And like, obviously my mom is white, so like I have other ancestors too. It's not just African, but it's still not theirs. Like my grandpa is German, and I have, you know, a lot of other, and none of it is these Israelites.
Right,
these
right.
Romans, these Romans that spread it around. Like, this isn't mine. And so yeah, then it kind of made me look into other things as well. But I personally, I don't practice anything else in place of this. But if I was going to, that's where I would get it from. Like, I would want to know what they did and what they, and I've mentioned before that I have talked to my ancestors before. And for me, it's not that I think they can hear me. Like, I don't think they're gonna talk back or do anything for me. It just feels like I'm acknowledging them instead of like, well, you were talking to God for years and he ain't real, so like let me talk to somebody that was real and like get this off my chest. So I don't do that either as a practice, but I have done it before, and I feel like it's more natural.
Well, to me it is more natural too, because of DNA, you actually carry your ancestors with you. So at least when you're communicating with them, like the very cells in your body are a part of them, where this God, there's nothing that's a part of him. He's not even fucking real. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, brown skin girl, how are you today?
Hi, Crystal. Hi, Areil.
Good to see you. Did you have a question for Areil today?
I did. I watch Ariel a lot on Kate's Live, and I know you mentioned you have a sister that's still Christian or like she's really
Mm-hmm.
Christian.
Yeah.
So how does have you came out to your family, and how do you interact with your family as a non-believer now? Do you find it difficult?
So yeah, they do know that I am 100% anti-Jesus. Okay, I don't like that man. I don't want nothing to do with that man. But it's not. It's surprisingly not contentious, I guess is the right word. Like they don't really. They know that I don't believe it, and I try to be respectful. I voice my opinions. Like me and my mom have had this was like 2 weeks ago, like we got into it, and it still was, like obviously I'm not gonna like cuss you out or nothing, but you're a bigot, like you are, and like I had to explain like that's not okay, like some of the things that you're saying, and I grew up with you, like I still see you all the, like I know you don't want to come off that way. Like if you could see yourself, or if you encountered somebody that was saying the things that you were saying, like I think it would be a wake-up call, like what are you saying right now? But besides that, like they don't force it on, like they don't try to, well, God loves you and Jesus loves you. Like my mom tried to slip it in a few times when I first made myself clear that I wasn't following that anymore, and she would try to, like, she would come get my kids, and when they were leaving or when she would bring them back, she'd be like, I plead the blood of Jesus. And like the first like 2 times, like I think you think that I'm joking, and then finally when I was like, I'm not I don't like that. Like if you want to pray for them, do it over there and I'll never know, but like stop doing that when I said I don't like that, like I don't want that. Because if I tell you I'm gonna put you in a jar tonight and do some witchcraft, like you're not gonna like that. Like I don't want that. So please respect my boundaries. But for the most part, it's not really an overall issue. And my sister, I appreciate her even more. Like she is the best. That's why I try to, like, I understand when Christians claim to be good people. Like all of you aren't, obviously, but I know there are good people that believe in this. And I almost am always certain it's because you don't really know what's in here. Like you don't really understand where this comes from. And so even her, she wouldn't talk to me at all, but she would not have the discussion with me at first, because she was like, you're trying to you're trying to make everybody hate God. And I was like, I'm really not. Same thing I said as my mom, like, you're my sister. Like, I know you, and I know you wouldn't agree with this if you would listen to the things I'm saying about it. And so recently she called me, her and her husband called me, and we had like a 3-hour conversation. They were asking me questions and I got to tell them all the things. And so like a week later, they called me again, and I was like, oh, okay, I got some more questions. Like, go ahead and ask me. And so during that conversation, she wrote down a couple questions, and she took them to her pastor at the church. That I know him. We grew up there, and he's a Black pastor at that. And so she took her list of questions that we put together. And so I'm actually supposed to talk to her after this. She called me earlier, and I was like, girl, listen, I got a show to do. I feel like a celebrity. I got a show to do. I'll call you after this. But she's supposed to tell me, like what his answers were, and, ask whatever other questions she has. So yeah, to wrap it up, I don't mind a belief. That's really not my goal, but I want people to understand what's harmful about this one. Like, you can believe there's something out there, but this one is not, especially my family, like, this is not. So I appreciate them letting me tell them why I don't choose this. I don't like this for me or my kids. And me and my sister are the only two, we're mixed. Like, the rest of my family is white. Like, besides my dad's side of the family, obviously, but we don't talk to them. I haven't seen them in years. And so everybody around us is white. And so it's important more so for her than my mom. Like, obviously I want my mom to understand too, because I have black sons now, but especially for my sister, because like, girl, I know you don't agree with some of the things that are in here, so I'm confused on why are you doing this?
Right. Thank you for that answer.
Yeah,
Did you
and
have
I
anything else you want to ask?
brand skin girl.
Not at the moment. I always, think about that dynamic. When you still have a ultra, if you have, Christian family and you're
Yeah.
the non-believer, that's an interesting. It's really, trying to navigate that dynamic, because when you used to be a Christian, you used to be a part of their world, and all of a sudden, it's like no. So how do you navigate that in a healthy manner?
Yeah, and it does present, I don't know, for me, I kind of look at it like minor problems, because I've always been like that. Like, before I deconstructed, like, I don't really care. It's not that I don't care about their opinion, but I'm never gonna choose what you think over what I think. Like, if I don't agree with your opinion and I feel strongly about it, listen, you can give me advice all day long, but I'm not gonna choose you over me. I'm just not. I don't care who it is. I'm not doing that. And so for me, it was very easy to, I know you're gonna disagree. Like, you're probably gonna look at me like I'm crazy. And like, they make jokes about me now. Like, my sister will be like, that's because she's doing that witchcraft. But I know that it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't mind whatever you think. As long as you understand, I don't like this one and I'm not following this one. But I try to just look at them like they're my family either way. Like, you can believe whatever you want, even politics. Like, I do not agree with most of the stuff y'all say, but we don't have to be contentious with each other, and like, I don't want you trying to change my mind or my beliefs, so I'm not gonna do that to you. If you ask me, I'm gonna explain. Or if you are just straight up being homophobic or something, but they've never been like that, so it's not a big point of contention for me. Like, I don't care if you don't agree with me, and obviously you don't care if I don't agree with you, so let's just go to the pumpkin patch like we had scheduled. Like, I don't want to fight with you about Jesus Christ.
I think that's great, because I hear so many different family members that will like ostracize someone for leaving the faith, kind of shun. It's
Yeah.
a lot of shunning within the faith as well. So I think that's great that your family is even on their to their credit able to
Yeah.
push past that and say, hey, this is my sister. I love her regardless, and I still want to hang out with her.
Yeah, I would encourage anybody, and I know everybody doesn't have, the same personality as me, but it's almost like I don't give them a choice. Like, this is what I'm doing, and if you want to be around me and the kids, like, we're still the same way I'm looking at them. Like, I'm still your sister, I'm still your cousin or your niece or whatever. Like, I'm still me. I just don't believe that anymore. So I just feel like I don't really give them a choice, because if you don't want to be around me because of that, perfect. Like, and okay, still love you, but from over here, because
Yeah.
I learned that as a child. I don't want to go on into that, but like, I learned that as a child, how to just turn the switch off. So like, I still love you wherever, but like, if we never speak again, I'm gonna, like, what am I gonna do? Life's gonna keep going. I have kids, I got things to do. Like, I just feel like, don't give them an option to treat you any other than how they always treated you. Like, nothing changed because I don't believe in this anymore. So don't treat me weird, or act different. If you're still my family, you're still my family. I just don't give them a choice. Like, you want to hang out with me, you're going to be hanging out with an atheist, period. I don't know what to tell you.
I like that. Anything else?
That's all I have.
got-
Thanks for having me up, Crystal.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. Very nice having you up here today. Cradle asks, are you happier now that you have deconstructed?
Yes, 100%. And I honestly don't think it had anything to do with the details of the religion. I just, like I said, it feels like a weight lifted off of me, because I'm not waiting for somebody to fix things for me, or I'm not waiting to hear from a God, like, well, I'm waiting on him to answer me. He'll tell me what to do. He'll tell me which way to go. Like, it just, it's like a breath of fresh, like, I trust myself. It makes you be aware of the decisions that you make. And so, especially when things are going good, it just gives you like a confidence boost. Like, yep. I stayed on schedule. Yep. I did all my hours. I got the house clean. Anything. Like, it just makes me feel good that I did it. I don't need to wait on that. I don't need to anything. Like, it's like I feel like a feather. Like, it's just like a weight is gone.
Yeah, for sure. At first, like, I have to say, I just in full disclosure, it didn't feel like that for me at first when I first deconstructed. I felt depressed. I have depression and anxiety, so something like that, of course, like, I felt like kind of like a rug got ripped out from underneath me when I realized everything, right? And so I lost my best friend. I lost my community. There were people I knew that would never talk to me again. I knew that was going to happen, right? So first, that's how I felt. And it was somebody like you, but I don't remember who. But Mezzo says I don't have to give people credit anymore anyway. So I don't remember who it was.
You're hilarious.
Anyway, somebody said, the thing is that it empowers you. Like, you think that it is putting all the burden on you, but it's not a burden, it's power.
Yeah.
And once I realized that made like such a huge difference. I don't know what I'm stealing now. I'm stealing something from somebody. I cannot read your name, but I think it's Knowledge. Knowledge, welcome to the show. Did you have a question for Areil?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well, today's a Decon Q&A, and Areil's our special guest, but thanks for coming up. We appreciate you. I don't know why you came up then.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Nope. Don't know why I'm here. So what was something that, was there a catalyst to your deconstruction?
Kinda. So, like I was saying earlier, I went, it almost was the opposite. Like, I was trying to go deeper into it. And like I said, most of my family is religious. And so I would have certain questions, or just, about life in general, like things that were going on. And everybody kept saying, study to show yourself approved. And so I ended up going on this retreat, I guess. I don't know, because to me, retreat means like spa vacation. It was not that. But the people that my mom works for, they're Christian too. And like they were going on, they do this retreat thing like once a year, and I've been
on Christian retreats.
Yeah. And it's really for people that have, the main focus was people that had past, like SA abuse trauma and stuff like that. And so I'm already like out of place, because it made me feel like what I was going through, like, didn't, like, what, they don't care about that. Like, they're dealing with real stuff. Like, what are you doing here? But after that, I said to myself, like, okay, let's really read the scripture. Like, stop trying to just John 3:16 yourself to death. Like, let's actually read it and see what it says. And I I couldn't believe some of the things that I didn't even really understand them at the time. I just kind of, it almost was like blinders came off. Like, I was like, wait a minute, he did what? Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean he told the devil he could do that to Job? It was just little details of like, I didn't know that part. Like, I know the story of Job, but I didn't know
Right.
he told him. Like, and so then my brain was like, also, what was he doing even talking to God? Like, how did you get here?
Yeah.
What is going on? And
why are you up in the meeting?
Like, how did this happen? And so I ended up, it was very random because I wasn't deconstructing yet. And the very first person I ever saw was Fluff. And I don't know where she came from. Like, I don't know how she ended up on my FYP. But I listened that first day, and I work at home, so I listened like all day. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. And I started writing down like little things to look into. And I couldn't stop. I just kept watching and looking and watching and looking. And then I found Christina, and then I found Thinker, and then I found everybody else, and it kind of just unraveled. And like, because at that point, you know, I run into to Be Easy and Bar, and then it took me outside of the Bible. I had kind of already did that, but I didn't really go that deep into it. And so that just kind of sealed it into place. I was like, oh, see, I knew I wasn't tripping. Like, this isn't, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And so, yeah, Christians, you know, they'll ask, like, well, if God is real, or if he does, you know, show up and prove himself, like, okay, perfect. Well, then I wouldn't be able to be an atheist, but I'm still not gonna be like, I don't like this. I don't want to follow this. I don't want to be.
Me neither.
Somebody asked me in the comments a few minutes ago. I don't know if you saw it, but he was like, "Is it worth going to hell?" Yeah, yeah. Send me to hell.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that because they don't even know the history of hell, and they throw it around with a threat. You know what I mean? Just so any Christians who are listening knows, you know, all the times where Jesus is telling you that the path is narrow, he's not talking to us. He's talking to you. He's saying, you think you're going to go to heaven? You're not even getting in. Okay. Yeah. It's not us that he's talking to. We already know. All right. Yeah.
You need to be concerned because you're probably going
it's you.
Yeah.
You're the one. But also, hell isn't even what you think it is. You guys haven't even read any history on hell or where we get our modern day conception of it. I think that was another thing too that was such a huge relief as a person with anxiety and depression. One of the things that was a huge relief for me was when one day, you know, people talk about like, oh, now that you don't believe, like, so that's it. Nothing when you die, it's just nothing, you know? And you know, like, yeah, that kind of like sucked. Like, I remember kind of being like, that's really fucked up. That means there's like nothing when we die, and then I'm not gonna see any of those people again and all this stuff. And then and that made me sad. I got depressed over that, right? And then one day a lady said, but you know what really freed me from that was the fact that I also now know that nobody I love is going to be tormented for an eternity just because they don't believe.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, I would give up eternal life, the hope of eternal life, if I knew that nobody would ever suffer eternal torment. So that made it all better for me somehow. Like, it just made it, you know, like, it just put it in perspective, you know? So, so as you start to deconstruct, you're kind of deconstructing this with the people, you know, that you meet online and stuff. What makes you finally just say, okay, that's it. This is over. Like, I'm done. What was there like any one thing where you were like, God damn, that's the one. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I can pinpoint it because it happened so fast. Like, that was my joke for a while, was like, I deconstructed in like 30 seconds. Like, I was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely not. I don't like this. But I think it kind of just built on top of itself until it was just like, okay, because I feel like I was never deep in it in the first place, so it didn't feel that way for me. Like, it didn't feel like I was really losing something, or I don't have a big community around me as far as like friends and neighbors and all that. Like, I just don't. I'm very just me and my kids. Like, my mom and my sister literally complain about it. They're like, girl, if I didn't call you, I'd never talk to you again, because I have so much other things, that I'm focused on. And so for me, it wasn't so hard to let it go. So like the very first thing that I read, I was like, oh, I don't like that. And I don't think I consciously like let it go, but it just, like, after that, it was a wrap. Like, it was done before it started, because I was like, oh no, see, I don't like that. And this don't make sense either, because I'm very logical. I just am. I can't help it. Like, I ask questions. I'm very look, I might be God, because I can see the beginning to the end. Like, I know how things are going out.
I'm just saying, I'm actually better than the one that's in that book.
But yeah, so
No,
it didn't really, there was nothing for me to try to hang on. Like, it wasn't like, well, if I don't believe in this, I don't get to go to heaven, or if I don't know what it was, but it just snowballed so fast. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm out of there. Because like I said, even if you can prove him, I don't like you. I don't like the things that you did. I don't like it.
Yeah. I will have to say, okay, so I didn't believe anymore, and I knew I didn't believe anymore. I just kind of didn't believe in anything after that. But like I said, I didn't start deconstructing till I met the community, because I didn't, like, it wasn't because of a Bible verse that made me not believe. It was many other things. I mean, there were Bible verses that I questioned, that I was like, that doesn't seem right, but it was other things that led up to my deconstruction. So when I saw the community online, it was like Joyful, Skits and Bits, and Deconstruction Zone Justin were the first like 3 people, and they all knew each other. And so that's how I found out about the other one. Like, one of them would talk about the other one or whatever. And even after I didn't believe anymore, I remember listening to Justin talk. And one time he was like, I mean, and Jesus didn't even fulfill not one messianic prophecy. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Okay, now this guy is a liar,
Now
right?
you're going too far.
You've gone too far now. And so then he said he had a cheat sheet where you could just like get all of the stuff he uses that he talks about. So I got the cheat sheet, and I sat down with the prophecies, and I started going through them with his cheat sheet. Plus he goes through them on his life. Like, I didn't go through every one of them. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't go through every one of them. I have watched him go through every one of them, though, live at least once. Okay. And, I was like, God damn, he's right. Like, he didn't fulfill one. What did I believe in? Did you guys ever watch the TikTok series, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I felt
that's
like,
exactly
who
what it
the
feels like.
fuck did I
Who the hell
worship?
is this guy? Like,
What? This is not the thing I was sold, right?
Nope.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, of course, I started meeting like Thinker and Christina Carroll and Maria, and then that led to other people like Petty and Board Agnostic, and I don't know, like Sandra and stuff, and it just like bloomed from there. Bar, Volsi, everybody. There's just so many, and then I decided I want to do a show so I could talk to all you guys, because I love what you guys do, and I think your work is important, and I want to show people who are deconstructing other creators, like the ones that they already like, and I want people to come and ask you guys the questions that you guys don't want them to come up and ask while you're trying to talk to Christians, but you want to answer those questions because you want to help people deconstruct. I was like, let's do a Q&A so people can ask these questions and get to know these people a little more intimate,
yeah, and I feel like watching, Fluff and Christina and everybody, like, it almost gave me, because I do remember when I very first started watching, I still would almost like barely on the inside, I would cringe a little when they'd be like, fuck your God. And I'd be like, that's dangerous. Like, like it wasn't at the front of my mind, but like in the back of my mind, I'd be like, oh shit, that's a little scary. But it kind of just, over time, slowly but surely, it was like, no, actually, you're right. Like, fuck you. Because looking at the state of the world, and everything that's going on and all the things, once you break it down, like the omnis and you're all loving and you're all knowing and you're all like, oh, you suck. Like, if that's true, fuck you. Like, send me to hell. I don't care. No,
Yeah, for sure. But then also, when you realize people are so scared to say fuck you, God, because they think like he could do something to him or whatever. But once you realize that God is no different than Santa or the Easter Bunny, it's not scary to say fuck you, God, because you're like, I'm not scared to say fuck you, Easter Bunny. Why would I be scared to say fuck you, God?
And that's why I think the history of it is so important, because it takes you all the way back, and if you're honest with yourself, you realize that like, oh, we make these beings up. Like, this is not, we're not created in their image. Like, they're created in ours. Like, we made them up. They're not real. Like, it's not a real thing. So it's not so scary. That's why I joke about hell all the time, because like, that's not real. Like, you're not gonna send me to a lake of fire. Like, that's not a thing. So I don't know.
Right. Sometimes it all becomes very surreal to me. Like, every once in a while, like, I'll be just driving down the street and I'll see the churches and I'll think, this is so fucking surreal that we had built buildings and statues, and that I'm the one in society that people find odd, not the people who are literally building monuments to something that's not real. Could you imagine if tomorrow morning a bunch of people started worshiping Pokemon for real? Okay, for real, they started worshiping Pokemon.
Why
and they said, right, we found these ancient texts and we believe it's actually a prophecy about Pokemon and that they really existed and pocket monsters are real. And then they started building like shrines to Pokemon and shit. People would be like, y'all are not okay, right? But we're supposed to walk around all the time and see all of this. Like, even like I said, I was at the zoo yesterday. There's literally like a statue in the fucking zoo that I know is religious, and I'm like, why?
Wow.
Why these animals don't give a fuck about our religion? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
especially
and we're the weird ones.
Yeah, right. But especially the churches with like you've got a fully sculpted, like, this man has a 6-pack, okay, hanging on this cross, and you've got like blood dripping out here. Like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, I'm scared, because why are we doing this? This is a little wild, guys. Like, we gotta bring it in. We gotta reel it in. Y'all are getting a little scary.
Sure.
Hold on. But you made me think of something a second ago. When I was deconstructing, I almost feel like you just said something that kind of made me pinpoint what it was that initially made me be like, yeah, fuck this dude. Because I had gone through something, and like I said, I almost felt like a crybaby, you know what I mean, for being sad about it in comparison to the women that I was around, the things that they were saying at the retreat. I was like, well, you're crying over, like, girl, please. But for me, it was a big deal. And it really did, like, it changed my whole life to this day. And so anyways, in that time when I was, like I said, I was praying and I was fasting and I'm crying and I'm makeshift prayer closet and shit, like, I'm doing all the things, and the person that had hurt me like that was thriving and getting everything, and they're super religious, and it pissed me off. I was like, so who are you answering? Like, are you favoring them right now? Like, are you answering them? and not me. You're just gonna let them. Okay, I don't like that. And so it didn't really change anything, in the moment. It just, that's where that anxiety was coming from. Like, okay, maybe I'm not doing it right. Like, maybe they know something I don't know. And so I just went full-fledged with it. But after that, it opened my eyes, to all the other things we talk about. Like, what about the kids that are getting harmed? Like, what about
Right.
everybody else? Like, why does it seem like you're catering to? And then I found that in the Bible, that the unjust will receive what the righteous deserve, and the righteous will receive what the like. Oh, fuck you! Like,
Right.
absolutely not. That is not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, I can't remember if it's Zenime or Rhea or somebody. I cannot remember who says things. I don't know why I try to remember. But one of them was talking one day, and they were saying, like, so if a perpetrator is praying to do ill will to somebody, and the victim is praying against the perpetrator, whose prayers are they answering? You know what I mean? Like, the slave masters or the slaves? Whose fucking prayers are you
That's
answering?
exactly what I was about to say. And we came to a mini revelation the other night in Bar's Live, because we were reading that scripture, about slaves obeying their earthly masters. And Bar's whole thing is, I don't want to deconstruct the text. I want to talk about the history of the whole thing. And so something just clicked when the girl we were talking to, she said something, and I was reading it because I had my Bible, and I was reading it, and something just clicked, because he was telling her, these things are made for the followers. Like, if I'm the king and I give the rules, I don't follow the rules. Like, the rules are for you. And so it just made me, like, something in my mind was like, somebody has to be the master. Like, everybody's not a slave. Like, who's the master? So they're giving this to us and telling us to obey, but somebody has to be the master. Like, how did people not see this? So there's just a lot of layers that kind of just made me like, oh yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. And I always ask when people come up, was there one thing? But in reality, I know it's not one thing, because I went through the deconstruction process. I think that there are layers, and I think that it's kind of like you chip off paint or something, you know what I mean? Or you're picking out a scab almost, or whatever, till you get down to the wound, but I know that. But the reason I ask it is for people to hear it again. It is not one fucking thing. There's so many things, actually. After a while, it becomes actually overwhelming how many reasons, to not believe in this anymore. It starts with a few things, but then after a while, you're like, it's just kind of everything, actually, at this point. There's not much in there that is worth my attention, for sure. And there's nothing about the description of Yahweh or Jesus in this book that is worthy of my worship. Actually, the older I get, I realize that I don't feel like worshiping anybody or anything, even if it's real. I don't want to. Why do I have to worship you?
Right. It's not healthy. I don't like that.
It's not.
I don't like that at all.
It's not.
But yeah, that's what I meant about the pulling the thread thing. Like, it's like, once you start picking at it, I can't. And then if you think about it, like a sweater or like a pair of jeans or something, if you pull that and the whole thing comes apart, like, you can't just put it back together and act like I couldn't act like I didn't just see everything I saw. Like,
That's such a good point. I have a relationship with somebody, and they're family, and they did a great deal of things to hurt me. And eventually, I decided to cut ties with this person and that part of the family. Like, I wasn't benefiting from it. Do I love them? Do I wish them well? Do I hope for all the happiness for them? Yes, I do. Do they have access to me? No, they're not going to have access to me anymore, because it's not healthy for me, right? And recently they called and were like, come on. Like, come on, we're family. Like, just get over it already. Just like stop it. Like, you're just stop. And I was like, what are you asking me to do? Like, how do I put all of this back in the bottle? How do I do that? And all of a sudden it's okay. You think we're just going to go have dinner and I'm going to forget all the things that led up to this moment?
They don't realize what they're asking you to do is like, just stop having boundaries. Like, come on.
Yes.
We're family. Like,
Let's go back to the way it was when I used to fuck you over and you accepted it. Why don't you be my doormat anymore? Come on. And I'm like, nah, not doing it.
no, thank you. Maybe it was fun for you. I didn't enjoy that time period. Like, no, thank you.
Right. Yeah. That's why I stopped, you know. Is there anything that you, I hate to say miss, because I don't feel like I miss things about the religion, but I think there were things that that I had in my life that I only had because of Christianity, like certain friends and the certain community that I had and stuff. And I do miss those. I've replaced them with better things and a better community, obviously. But are there things that you sometimes miss about it?
Not particularly anything with the church or anything like that, because I never, like my sister, you know, went more that way. Her husband, like they all go there, you know, her husband's parents work there, like she started working there, like she kind of leaned more into it, but I didn't really lose anything. But I do miss the music, and not just from the church. Like I just feel like I miss that feeling of like, and once you really, it kind of sucks, but like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like it sucks, but it's also powerful to realize that like the things you thought you were feeling in those moments when you think you're like singing to this whatever, it really is just you know, regulating your nervous system and like putting grounding yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with that. But I recently, I don't do it a lot because most of the music is just like, I'm a dirty sinner. Like, I'm a filthy rag. I'm nothing without you. Like, I don't enjoy that.
I'm worthless.
Yeah. But there are certain songs that I'm able to, because they're songs that I really enjoy, and I'm able to listen to it. And as I sing along, like certain words, I'll just change it to where it's about myself. Like I just sing it to myself. And so I do really enjoy that. And I also really enjoy the fact that humans are able to do that, if that makes sense. Like the beautiful things that y'all write about this deity that you think is out there. Like if we would treat each other like that, because y'all are showing the capability, like y'all, some of the songs are so like emotional and just deep, and like these people really believe this, and it just makes a good song, you know, like, but I feel like it's the same thing with love song, you know, like it's just human emotions and human intelligence, like, but I feel like if we would focus it in other places instead of waiting on this deity, maybe we could get somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. If we could just focus all that on each other, you know, and the people who like need help, you know, and actually help them. That was another thing, you know. I used to sometimes feel helpless when people were hurt or needed something because I felt like all I could do was pray, right? And so I would do the, okay, thoughts and prayers or whatever, you know, I would. And now, without a God, it's when somebody says something that they are hurt or in need, it makes me say, what can you do, Crystal, to fucking help that person? Is there anything, even if you don't have the money, can you turn them to somebody? Even if you don't have the fucking time, is there something that you could do in the future? Whatever the fuck it is, what is it, Crystal? What can you fucking do? You know?
Yeah.
And I think that it makes you a better member of society when
Yeah.
you think like that, you know?
It really does. It's just not healthy. It's just not. Before I got, my ADHD diagnosis, I remember being told like, oh no, you don't have that. I'll rebuke that. And like, thanks, but like that didn't change anything. Like, it's so harmful to just think
Yeah.
you can throw everything on this like this God. Like, God will do it, God will fix it, God will help you. Like, no, he's not helping, and I'm struggling. So I just, same concept. Like, I don't see somebody hurting or needing something and being, well, I'll pray for you. Like, thanks. Okay, I guess.
Yeah. And on top of it, by doing that, they actually kind of demonize very normal things and stuff. I'll rebuke you, your ADHD. ADHD isn't something to rebuke. There's nothing wrong with having ADHD. It's just I'm not fucking like you, okay? And I need some other things to help me. But I believe that neurodivergent people are the ones who solve more fucking problems because they think outside the box. They're not looking at the shit the same way you are, you know? So I don't know. I don't like it that, like, as a Christian, we did things like that. Like, we would rebuke autism or rebuke ADHD like it was bad. It's not.
Yeah. And that's part of the deconstruction thing. Because I 100% at one point in my life would have been like, autism's not, like, that's not real. Like, that's not, you're just depressed, or that's a demon. Like, you just need to, no, that is so, what are you talking about? Like, and I think it took me experiencing it to be like, oh, that's not, okay, let's not do that anymore. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're doing your lives and stuff, or when you're out there in the world and stuff, how do you handle all the Christianese? Oh, I'm so blessed, or are you just blessed, or I don't know, all the little things we say when we're Christians. How do you handle that? And
I actually experienced it this morning. There's a store, right outside of my neighborhood, and I go there all the time because it's right there. And there's one particular girl, and every time she says, "Have a blessed day," and it bothers me more and more every time. Like, I don't want to seem like rude, but every time it takes everything in me not to ask her, like, by who? Blessed by who? Like, who are you referring to? And, or, just saying something like, I'm an atheist. Maybe don't do that to everybody. Like, maybe don't push that on because I know she doesn't think she's saying anything bad, or doing anything bad. And so I don't want to seem like aggressive, but every time I know she's gonna say it, and so like I'm just sitting there like waiting, and she'll hand me my bag and my receipt. Have a blessed day, and I'm like, thank you, like, because I don't know what to say. I don't like, it doesn't bother me, like it's not gonna change anything, but it just makes you think about like how programmed, how automatic it is. Like, it doesn't even cross your mind that anybody might not be Christian. You don't even think about it.
Actually, they don't care. They know that there's people who aren't Christian, but they think that little blessing might somehow cause a magical spell over you, the atheist, and you will somehow accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior on that very day that they bless you.
I'm just planting seeds. Yeah, I'm just planting seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the same thing. I kind of go through something similar. At my local Winco, there's a cashier who I know more about than I ever needed to know. She had tumors in her head. She had 3 of them. They were removed. God saved her life. God can save your life too. God. Every freaking time I go in her line, and my daughter goes like, she'll like grab hold of me like, Mom, don't say anything. She's
Yeah.
so quick. I'm going to start debating her right there. Oh, really? Well, what about Leviticus, Karen?
Yeah, what about
What
Romans
about
25?
slavery, right? What about that? Okay. No, and so she gets like a little nervous that I'm
Yeah.
going to do that. And you know, I'm not. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But you know, she knows that I have like a different day. There was a cashier who started going, "Well, you could just thank Newsom and Newsom this and Newsom that," and I was like, yeah, or we could blame the president since he's in charge, you know, or
Right.
whatever. My daughter's like, Mom, shut up,
Yeah,
shut
please
up,
don't.
you know,
Please don't.
don't do this, you know. And I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
won't. But it does irritate me, and there are times where I feel like I don't want to be a bitch, but sometimes I think maybe I should just email Wincom and be like, could you
Right.
ask her to stop preaching to me every
Yeah.
fucking time I go through the line? I should not know that my cashier had brain cancer.
Right.
And I know
I
too much
thought about
about her.
that.
I just
Yeah.
check me out. Just do your job,
Yeah.
you know?
And she's young, like she doesn't, you know, she doesn't preach or anything like that, but I had that thought too. I was like, I don't know if it would be like appropriate for me to just maybe be like, hey, just by the way, you know what I mean? Like everybody doesn't like, maybe if you just say, you know, have a great day or something like that, because everybody doesn't believe that. And I, you know, obviously like, I don't want to get you in trouble or go to your high
Yeah.
ups. And it's not like you're harming me. It's just
Right.
something that I think you're doing without acknowledging everybody. You know, like if I was you and I was checking you out and you're leaving and I'm like, hell Satan, you know, or like haven't even
Right.
like, why would you? You're just assuming that everybody wants that and everybody doesn't. So I don't know. I just
It's just you're doing it without my consent, and it's
Yeah.
not cool. It's not as good. You can bless me in your heart because God knows your intentions. You don't have to say it with your mouth to
Yeah.
me. And on top of it, like I've noticed that when I try to like point out things like what if I did something with Satan or whatever, it never gets through to Christians. But lately, when I'm on lives and I talk to them about consent with prayer and consent with blessing me and stuff, I've told them about how Mormons will go after your loved ones have passed away, and they will pay money at the temple to have your unalived family members turned into Mormons without their consent or your
Oh,
consent. How does
wow.
that feel? And they're like, what? No, I don't like that. Okay, exactly. You don't like that. And that's exactly what you blessing me or praying for me is. You're doing something religiously that I'm against on me without my consent. But you wouldn't like it if Mormons did that to you.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, I wouldn't like that. Okay, well then don't do it to me. That's all I'm saying. Soy sauce. I see your question. What perfume and body wash is good? You're new to feminine products. I understand that. I'm gonna answer that. I'll let Areil answer too. I don't wear perfume because I love it. Okay, but it offends a lot of people, gives them migraines and stuff, and I don't want to do that. So I like to kind of like layer like a nice body wash. I like coconut and vanilla smells myself, or lavender sometimes, and then like a good body lotion that has a nice scent in it, and that's what I do. How about you, Areil? What do you do?
Yeah, so I listen, that's actually a great point because I will spray myself from head to toe, like overly spray. But I didn't really think
I
about
like it.
other people. Other people might not like that. Like I go to town, but I feel like kind of the same. I think I do that because I used to have eczema really bad, and so I stopped using scented lotion and like scented body wash. My body wash now is like oat and vanilla or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not overly like I can't do the like pink chiffon. Like why is this purple and it smelled like what all is in here? So anyways, for me, I kind of will use a subtle scent of a body wash, and then I like body butter. And then I started using like body oil instead of lotion because it holds whatever scent your lotion is or whatever scent your perfume is. So yeah, for me, I like Trader Joe's. They have really good like washes and body butters and stuff like that. So I mean, it really just depends on your like what you like. Like don't do it for other people. Like spray the scent that you like. The brands,
Billionaire. Wait,
go
1
ahead.
second. Billionaires can't dodge says, "Oh, lady stuff. My bad. No, hygiene is not just lady stuff.
Right.
Okay.
I have
So nope, not
no,
just lady
yeah.
stuff. But go ahead and tell us your favorite brands. What are
Yeah.
your favorite brands?
That's gonna be, look, I have 3 sons, okay? And let me tell you, they need to be hygienic as well because they are funky, all right? They,
Yes.
it might be more important for you guys than for us. I need y'all to keep up with that.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you guys are
Yes.
funky. But yeah, brands, I like like I said, Trader Joe's has a really good selection. I believe it's Trader Joe's, it's their brand. I don't think it's like just something they sell. But then the body wash that I have is, shoot, what? Y'all will recognize it if I show it to you. I can't remember what it is, but it's, I also like Native. The one I'm talking about isn't Native, but Native is a really good one. And then perfumes, I like Guess a lot. I have 2 different ones from them that I really like. And I don't know, like you kind of just have to find what you like as far as
Yeah.
scents and stuff, like it's not going to be the same for everybody, but brand wise, I would look for ingredients more than the names, of the brand, because it depends on your skin type and all that kind of stuff. So just do some research. That's what I suggest.
Yeah. Since you have to have some fun with, and I always think it's fun, like if you do have a perfume or a cologne, I like to have a signature scent. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to wear something everybody's wearing. I want people to be like, oh, what does Crystal wear? And then like, that's my scent. My mother had her, like she wore Areil, and my sister wore White Shoulders. And I like to also keep little perfume and cologne bottles of people I love who are no longer with me, so I can smell it and I can smell them again.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. But I do have one that it's almost the opposite. Like I said, I was gonna use it as my signature scent, but I can't find it anywhere. I found it like on accident at a Marshall's one time, and I can't find it anywhere. And so I only spray it for like special occasions. So it almost, it's special in that way, but
Yeah.
I'm very protective with it. Like, don't touch that. That one is for special occasions because I might never get it again.
I like some old, strong scents from the 80s, okay? And nobody likes them anymore. I know this, okay? Like Shalimar and Opium and Drakkar Noir.
Opium is good, yeah.
Yeah, and so I will have bottles of those. And again, like I don't even wear these, but I will spray them sometimes just so I can smell them. Love them. Hey, Shadow, how are you?
Hey, I had an idea
Okay.
about the store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might be silly though. Like, grab the biggest. I would grab the biggest box of like Magnum size, like protection, and when they're like, "Have a blessed day," I'm like, "Girl, I plan on it." You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Things in the store and like, oh, thank you. Yeah,
Right.
have a great time.
And then maybe they'll think twice about saying "Have a blessed day."
Yeah, that's actually funny. And I do wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, if I was to go in there with like fully just gothed out and like a pentagram painted on my hand, like I wonder if she still would be like, "Have a blessed day," like, ma'am,
Right?
please.
Oh my God, I have to
Yeah,
go
and
to
then-
Winco today, Areil. Maybe I should.
I'm seriously considering, especially since Halloween is coming up, like I might just go
Yeah.
full Satanist and walk in there and see if she still does it.
Yes. Yes. I don't
Yeah,
know if my
yeah,
daughter will let
like
me
snap
though.
back. Yeah, be like when she's like, "Oh, have a blessed day," and be like, "Yes, yes, the Dark Lord is with me. Thank you."
Yeah.
You know?
Praise be
Yes,
to Satan. I agree.
absolutely. Okay, so when did you start? What made you like decide to start going live and to do, do your own shows?
Yeah, so I think for me, I listened a lot. Like I said, I work at home, so I literally am just sitting at my desk, just taking in all of this stuff. And so after a month or two, and I had started, doing my own research and looking into things, and I would listen in, and I would have my own questions, or like I would have a response, to what somebody was saying. And typing in the comments only does so much, and I would get so
Yeah.
frustrated, like, no, answer this one, like you're pivoting. Like, answer the question. And so then I started going just kind of up on panels. I did that for a while, and same thing, like it's like I have to respect the person whose panel this is, so I can to a certain degree ask the things I want and say the things I want. But if they decide, to change the topic, or if they, squirrel and they get sidetracked, I can't do anything about it. Like I kind of am just going along with them. So one day I was just like, I'm just gonna let me do my own, so that I can kind of control the pace and the flow of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like really ask the questions that I want answered, or give my 2 cents about certain scriptures or whatever. So now I have a new topic. Like I'm kind of not moving away from the internal critiques, but I do want to focus on the bigger problem. Like I want to know why y'all think it's okay to vote with this. Like why do you think it's okay for you to believe that you only have the truth and everybody else is supposed to be living this way? Like, do you think that's really fair? And so I kind of have a list of questions about politics. Like, this isn't, gay marriage isn't politics. I don't get to vote on straight marriage. AB isn't politics. I don't get to vote on men's bodies. Like, this is not this is all coming from your dumbass book. Do you think that's fair?
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of moving into that now. So, but that's why I just wanted to be able to ask the questions that I wanted, and talk about the things that I was interested in. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do my own. Let's try it.
I love that. I like your new topic. I really do, because I try to tell people, like, I try to tell people when Trump ran the first time. I try to tell people when Trump ran the second time. And at the second time, I basically said, if you fucking stand for Trump, I don't want fucking anything to do with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I can't. Okay. Like that, I can't. Okay. It goes against everything I believe in. They would tell me, how can you let politics come between you and somebody? This isn't politics.
Right.
These are human rights. My rights to fucking exist, or your rights to fucking exist, is not political. Whether I put 3 lanes in on Highway 91 is politics.
Exactly. And
whether everybody should fucking get to eat is not political.
Right. And I think I mentioned this to Do God, if I'm not mistaken, but I was telling them, like, I guarantee you, if I ask most of the people that vote for this kind of stuff, if I ask you about actual politics, like, you couldn't tell me shit about taxes.
Right.
You couldn't tell me shit about anything that's actually political. You just are being hateful. You just want to control how other people can live. And, but I do think some people, I'm still struggling to find, I guess I'll just say uninformed, because I was trying not to be offensive and I kept saying low tier, and that's not what I mean. But I feel like there's different levels of supporters. Like some people, I feel exactly how I feel about the Christians, because they just don't know, like they don't really understand what he's doing and what he stands for and what you voted for. Like do you realize, like, I think they kind of just don't know. They just think like, oh, well, he's gonna lower the gas price, like just dumb surface level stuff, but you don't really see
Still
what's
waiting
really
on that.
happening, right? But then there's other people that do know, and they voted him in for that reason, because they know, what the Make America Great Again really means. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. And so
Yeah.
I've kind of had to learn to be a little more patient, and it is hard, because
It is.
they'll stay intent, like they're arrogant, and that's what gets me. It's like, you're wrong and you're arrogant. Like, I'm gonna cut you out.
Yes.
What are you talking about right now? But
Yes. They're so arrogant. They're so wrong. They're so arrogant, and they're so loud, and it's just so obnoxious after a while. And like I've been telling everybody, I am trying to be nicer and kinder. I really am. I'm trying to be calmer. I really am. But goddamn, if they don't just come up here and try my patience, just saying the stupidest shit and the most bigoted shit and the most misogynistic shit I've ever heard, and then I lose my shit. And I'm like, oops, sorry.
yep. But I feel like this is I think it's easier for me to be patient with my new topic, because a lot of people, especially if you're just human, like, because the way that I frame it, it doesn't give you an option but to realize, like, oh yeah, I'm not being fair. And so at that point, if you want to stand on it, or if you're just going to admit it, or if you come up here and like you're racist or you're misogynist, like, cool,
Yeah.
good for you. Like, it's not going to make me mad. It's like when they come up and they're like, hard R, like, okay, like, that's not, you think I'm going to cry? But I think
Right?
it's more contentious with the religious topic, because it makes me like, it gets it gets me so angry, because I know we're reading the same, but they're able to wiggle out, or like use apologetics,
Yeah.
or they'll just chalk it up to like, well, his ways are hard. Like, it makes me so mad, because you're just being dishonest. You're not that dumb. Like, you see what it says,
Yeah.
but you won't say that it's what it is. And so that's what makes me mad. But I feel like
Yeah.
if I take that away, they don't have that option. Like, you're either gonna realize what I'm saying and agree that that's not okay for you to do, or you're gonna show your true colors and you're just racist. You're just homophobic. Like, and that's okay. Like, go ahead, do that. But you're gonna admit it. You don't have a choice, because you can't say,
Yeah.
I don't care about the Bible. I don't want to talk about that. Why do you think you have the right to do this? Because it all comes
Yeah.
from this religion. It's not fair. So hopefully I'll be able to keep my cool a little better with this topic, because I think also because I'm on here so much, my fuse started getting shorter and shorter. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
It does happen, I
recently-
swear.
recently I can't do it. Like, I just go on mute and turn my phone. Like, I'm only here for support. Don't even call on me, because
Yeah.
I'm not listening. I cannot do it.
Yeah, Patty already knows about you and your drop button.
Yeah, I can't listen. You might as well leave me in the comments, because I can't.
Oh my God, you were dropping. So the other day I was watching, and I was like, she has not put up with
Yeah,
shit
listen.
today. She is like, shut up. No, I'm not playing with this foolishness.
Left
Stop.
and right. Drop.
No, for sure. Or going over the same talking points and stuff. And so one of my topics that I've been running is, what if you're wrong? Because like, they always ask us that, right? Like, they always ask us, well, what if you're wrong? You're going to burn in hell forever. And they think that if they're wrong, there's no repercussions. There's no consequences. But if they are wrong, we've literally been staring at Pokemon temples. If we're wrong, you're basing laws on Pokemon.
Yeah,
You are basing laws on mythology. You are treating women like shit. You have let us not be in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics because you believed in Pokemon. Like, literally, so much has been harmed in our society because you believed in something that wasn't real.
Yep. And that's my point. for that new topic. It's like you,
Yeah.
if you're wrong, because the first point is like you have to agree this is faith-based, and actually surprisingly most of the time they will, like they'll tell you,
Yeah.
like, I can't prove it, you have to have faith, like it's just a belief. Okay, perfect. So if that's the case, like you said, what if you're wrong? You're treating women this way, and you're taking people's rights away based on this book, and you're wrong. You don't have any proof that this is true. And then secondly, I actually had this conversation yesterday. Somebody asked me that. They were like, well, what if you're wrong? And I said, well, if I'm wrong, I'll go to hell, you know, and do my time. And then if I'm not mistaken, he's still going to come and get us. You don't stay in hell forever. He's still coming. Like, so I'll go do my time, and then I'll see you in heaven. But if you're wrong, you wasted your whole life, and you don't get another chance. There's so many things you probably would have did or said or whatever, and you don't get another chance because you wasted it thinking that this was the truth. And the amount of people that I've heard that are like, I used to be a lesbian, or I used to be, and it's like all you're doing is suppressing yourself. So imagine you're wrong and you never lived the life you really wanted to live because of this. Like, that's more scary than hell to me. I'd rather live right now while I know I'm here.
Areil, soy sauce says, wait, why is hell not eternal? I was lied to. Will you explain why you don't believe hell was eternal?
Yeah, so according to, and this may be, because I know that, oh shoot, what are they called? I'm blanking. Oh, Jehovah's Witnesses. According to them, you know, we get the new body, and everybody, like, the kingdom is here on earth, like it's going to be a new earth or whatever. And so I believe they're the same ones that believe, and I can't remember the scripture because there was one little, listen, I got caught up because she was a little old lady and she was so nice. And this was right in the middle of me deconstructing, and she would come to my house every like Monday, and she would knock on the door. And we would sit there, and it really was more for her because the neighborhood that I was in, I knew nobody else was answering the door or talking to her, and so I kind of just felt bad. And she was sweet, and so I was really more so entertaining her, you know, and letting her tell me what they believe and blah blah blah. And it was only for like a month. She came like once a week, but anyways, she was telling me how whatever scripture it is, I'll look it up so I can be concrete about it. But she did reference scripture, and she was like, this is telling you that whenever there's a, what is it, like 1,000-year reign, like Satan gets his 1,000-year reign or whatever, and after Jesus comes back the second time or whatever it is, the people that go to hell, you're there for whatever amount of time, and then Jesus still comes to get you. Like, hell's not eternal. Like, you don't stay there. It's a punishment for a certain amount of time, and then he comes and gets you out. And she referenced scripture, and I was like, oh shit. Like, okay, so I'll have to find it. But yeah, I was like, oh, so, and obviously different denominations, you know, have different beliefs, but I thought it was interesting. Like, oh, okay, so some of y'all don't even think you stay in hell. Like, he's still coming to get you. Like, you got to go do a little punishment, and then he's still going to come and get you.
Yes, there are many people who believe that. I forget what it's called, but no, you're right. Soy sauce, Catholicism does not believe in that doctrine. Catholicism believes that you're going to burn in hell for an eternity, unless you sit in purgatory for a while. But if you sit in purgatory for a while, you could just go pay the Catholic Church to get you out. You could just do that. Isn't that cool? That you could just pay somebody on earth to get you out of some realm.
Right. This other realm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. That's weird.
I think it's interesting too that they don't think, like, not only are there multiple religions in general, and y'all think this is the one that's true, but then you go into the different denominations of this one, And there's so many of y'all, and whatever one you belong to, you think y'all have the real truth. Like it's
Yes.
actually crazy to think about. Like
It's
just
so
arrogance.
wild.
That's all it is. Like it's like a clique. Like, well, our clique is
It
we're the cool
is.
kids. Okay.
I always tell people if you just get two Christians up on a panel, you can get them to argue the whole rest of the time. You won't have to do any work. They'll provide all the entertainment for you.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they will
They'll
debate
fight
each other for you.
Yep. And we say it all the time. We're like, oh, the girls are fighting because y'all are both
Yeah.
on the same side. Why are y'all fighting?
It's true. It's true. So what do you want your content to serve as? More educational, more healing? Like, what are you looking for your content to serve?
Yeah, so initially, like I said, it started as just like, I want to ask my questions and I want to say what I want to say. And so then the purpose of that for me almost was just to express why I don't follow it anymore. Like I feel like it's important for me to be able to say why. Because like I said, my sister and everybody, they wouldn't even listen. And my sister ended up telling me, she was like, I feel like you're trying to take something away from me. And so anyways, I feel like it was just a platform for me to be able to express what I don't agree with, and why I have an issue with it. But now, with the new topic, I'm really hoping for it to be educational. Like I swear to God, they come through here with these. You got 3 wheels on your motorcycle. That's an old man motorcycle, and you got the nerve to have a loud ass engine. Sir, please,
It's true.
please.
That
But
is
yeah,
an old man motorcycle.
like, why you got training wheels on your bike, please?
Right? Oh, that's hilarious.
I lost your balance. But now, I hope for it to be an educational thing and like an eye opener. Like I want y'all to realize, because I think that's more important than trying to deconstruct you. Like for me,
Yeah.
if you want to believe that and you want to live by those laws, that's none of my business. But if I want to do otherwise, it's none of your business. Like I just want them to realize it's not fair. Like I want y'all to stop forcing it and trying to push it on everybody. So that's my new goal. Like I just am trying to push the needle, however small it may be. I just want to show people the contradictions and like the problem with what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you guys, if you are in the TikTok chat over there on YouTube on Deconstruction Junction or on my channel, and you have a question for Areil, just put your question all in caps. I'll be happy to read it out for her. We're talking to Areil today. This is Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Oh, look, I made that all rhyme. Do you have a set schedule for when you go live right now, or do you kind of do pop-ups?
Yeah, no, I actually need to, because I enjoy the actual engagement. Like I want to be on camera and I want to talk to people, and I want it to be that. Like I want you to know when to expect me. So I do need to get a schedule together. I just have a 3-year-old. It's a little all over the place. And so, yeah, by the time my oldest gets home, like I don't want to, hey, watch your brother, like it's not your day. You've been at school all day. So it's kind of,
I want to spend time with you now,
Yeah. It's kind of up in the air. But yeah, I do eventually want to get on an actual schedule. I'm thinking the weekends would be easier, because that way, everybody's at home. They can kind of play amongst themselves. They'll be okay. I don't care what you're doing as long as you're doing it in the house. I'll clean it up later. So maybe I'm thinking weekends. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in my bio once I get a set. That's kind of why I haven't been going live, because it's so sporadic and nobody knows.
It's chaotic sometimes.
Yeah, and every time I get on, like somebody else is on, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to, go.
Don't worry about that. You can't worry about that because there's just so many of us now. You know what I mean? And we all bring something different to the table, and the word needs to get out there, right? Like we need to spread the education. So we need all how does that one person said, they say all capable hands on deck. They said they used to say all hands on deck, but there are some people you don't want helping you, right? So they're not capable of
Maybe
doing
not
the job.
you.
So,
Maybe not you.
all capable hands on deck, right? Hey, Joel, how are you? Joel's like over in the UK right now. Everybody's missing Joel.
Yeah.
He will be back at the end of October, you guys. So you can watch me instead. I steal all of his content anyway. So just
I
watch
was
me.
there when you stepped in for him on Mezzo's Live. I was like, is that Joel? Because you did a great job. I was like, are you sure?
Thank you. Right, I did so good. Anyway, so what does community mean to you?
Honestly, that's something that I struggle with. And not really in a bad way. I'm very closed off. Like, to me, community is me and my kids. Like, I don't care if I never talk to anybody else again. You know, like, obviously I love my mom and like I love my sister and everybody, but I just feel like something is wrong with me because I don't like, I don't care about being around other people. I just don't. But if I was to have, you know, my ideal community, it would just be people like do God, you know, like petty, like people that don't have biases and people that stand up for their people groups and people that help you, you know, like, because I've seen it when, was it Fee? Was it her daughter? Her son that got in the accident, and like I watched the whole community, you know, come together. Like, that's my ideal, you know, we're there for each other. I respect you, you respect me. We all stand up for each other and we take care of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. And that's what I really do love our community, because they are like that, you know. We do come together. We've raised thousands of dollars over the past like year or two. Like, I don't think a lot of us did fundraisers and stuff much further back than like a year ago, but literally thousands of dollars to help people in the community. Like myself, I was one of the recipients. People sent so much money. It helped me so much in a time where I really needed it. I had unexpected surgery bill, and they had pulled the funding for my daughter's school all at the same time, and it was just a really hard time for us. We were down to one car, and there's 4 adults living here with one car. It was just like really just a hard time, and everybody came together and helped us, and we've helped so many people in this community, and so doing that is really important to me. But I'm with you about your kids. Like, I thought there was something wrong with me too, Areil. I'm starting to think there's not something wrong with me and you. Okay, I'm starting to think that
it's everybody else. It's not me. It's you guys.
Right, like, I think it's okay to keep your inner circle small. Actually, I think it's wise to keep your inner circle small. I think that it's okay to have you know, a relationship with other people or whatever, but it takes a lot to get into my inner circle.
Yeah,
It takes a lot. Pretty much, you got to be a kid of mine or a grandchild of mine or my husband.
yeah.
Otherwise, like, I love you. We're very good friends. I care for you, but you're really not my inner circle. Like, I just need you to know that. Like, it's a very small circle. and I'm okay with that, because they've proven themselves to be an amazing circle. How many hours of study of the Bible do you have to do, Areil?
To do what? Like, to understand it, or to like, what do you mean?
Joel said loud and clear, Crystal. Listen, Joel, you're the same way, dude, okay? Like, I know you, okay? You are literally the same way. I love you, Joel. You know I do. And if I ever come to Canada, I'll buy you like a cup of tea or something. I don't know.
What do y'all drink up there? Whatever you like.
We'll go to Tim Hortons or something. I don't know.
She'll treat you to poutine. She'll treat you to
What?
poutine. You'll treat him to
Oh,
poutine.
yes, I'll treat him to
Perfect.
poutine. Yes, I will.
Perfect.
Yes, I will. A cup of Tim Hortons. Is like, do you guys say that up there? Is it called a cup of Tim Hortons, Joel? If you could collaborate with any creator, who do you want to collaborate with? And you can name more than one, just so people don't go, oh, she picked favorites.
Yeah. Let me give a list. Everybody, nobody getting upset. Maybe. So for this topic and for like a serious discussion, I really like what Bar is doing right now. He's putting together a timeline of just kind of how this was conceptualized, and then how they put it together, how they used it, blah blah blah. And I think that's so important. And I'm a visual learner. I can learn other ways, but like I enjoy a visual because it just helps me seal it, in my mind. And so I think that's so important to be able to look at it and just watch, how we got it today. And so for those topics, I would really like to do something with that, maybe tie it into, the new topic that I'm doing now, like considering now that you know where this came from and how this came about, do you now still think it's fair for you to use this to vote, against other people?
Yeah.
Still believe that. But on the funny side, I would love to collaborate with Mezzo and Joel. I'm not prepared. Don't send me any messages. But I love the wit. I feel like they make the same jokes, especially Mezzo. He's so fast with the stuff that he says.
He's
And I'm like,
hilarious.
oh, he's got like zinger. I'll be sitting there like, yep, zinger. That's a good one. But they're so funny, and I love their chemistry together.
I do too.
Yeah, so with them, I think it would be fun.
Joel's rolling his eyes because you mentioned how funny Mezzo was.
I knew
but
he
you
was going
didn't
to say
mention
something.
how charming and handsome he was, okay?
Listen, Joel,
Yeah.
please, listen. Let me tell you, Joel, the wardrobe is immaculate, okay? Let's start there. Every time the wardrobe slaps, all right? You have your thing, Mezzo has his thing. But seriously, their music, I think it would be so fun to make an actual album, or like an actual like kids songs, because obviously not the raunchy stuff. That's funny for us adults, but
Have
I
you
do
heard
think that's a
Joel's
funny
kid
thing.
songs?
Listen,
Have you heard?
yes.
Oh my God, his kid songs are hilarious.
I was
Oh
like,
my
Joel,
God.
whose kids is this for? Because
Right?
what kids are you giving this to?
God made me to go to heaven. God made you to go to hell.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
like that
oh,
one.
okay, we're telling the truth. Okay.
That's right, Bible believing Christians. That's who these children's songs are for. That's the problem, though, Joel. But Christians don't believe in the Bible. You silly,
Right.
you silly. What kind of legacy do you hope to leave, like, for your kids and your grandkids?
Yeah, so I've actually pictured this a lot as being like I think it was something dumb. It was like a Medea movie or something, but where there's like the head of the family, basically, like she's the oldest woman, and like, so everybody there came from her. And so I picture that a lot, like just being, I've got 3 sons, I might have more kids, and they'll have kids, and it'll kind of just go from there. But I want to be the chain breaker, so to speak. Like, I want to be the one that was like, no, that's not okay. We don't treat people like that. We don't talk like that. We don't act like that. That's not okay. And that goes back to the pushing the needle thing, like, it's only a small, like, it's just me and my kids and their kids, but I feel like somebody, like, you never know. And just to use an example, because I don't like everything that he said, but you don't know if you're raising like the next Martin Luther King or something. Like, you don't know which one of these people is going to really do something that changes things. So for me, it's important to leave behind them knowing that I care about people and that I teach you to care about people, because that's all we got right now. Like, that's literally all we have is each other. And if I want the world to go on for them and then they want it to go on for their kid, like, I don't want it to be how it is now. Like, I'm scrambling trying to figure out how to go to school and work and homeschool, because I'm terrified every day sending y'all to school. Like, I hate that for them. I don't like the world that we're in right now. And so, yeah, I want to be the one that said no, like, well, that's not okay. And I've joked about it before, because it is like corny, but to me, it's like, no, you're gonna remember this. But every year before the first day of school, I make them sit down and watch compilations of the videos where, like, the cheerleader will ask, you know, the Down syndrome kids to prom or something. Like, I make them watch compilations of stuff like that. And I'm like, that's how you treat people. Like, I better not ever hear of you bullying somebody or saying anything mean or making fun of, like, we don't do that. I better not ever get a call about that.
I love you. You just remind me of how I was as a mom, and it was very conflicting and hard because I was a Christian and I was indoctrinated, right? So I'm saying these things are sometimes contrary to what the religion I'm bringing up and was saying. So, like, for instance, I sat down before school and I was like, hey, kids are going to be LGBTQIA and you don't get to be their bully, okay? So here's the thing. You're going to be the one to stand up for them. You're going to be the one who doesn't allow that to happen. You're going to be the one, okay? And that's how we are in our family. It was part of my deconstruction because I think I thought about it a lot. Like, what if my kids are, and then I'm sending them this message, and I don't want them to have that message. I want them to have a message that they're valued and they're loved and they're perfectly fine exactly how they are and who they are. Yeah. And knowing that that's not the message that we gave them in Christianity was very conflicting for me, you know. So that was part of my deconstruction, was that I didn't like that. Yeah. I didn't like that at all. And I'm glad I had these talks with them because 2 out of 3 are LGBTQIA. So luckily they knew I was a safe place. They were like, okay.
I feel like it in turn lets them know the same way I wouldn't treat other people like that. I wouldn't treat you that way. You know, like, be yourself. Like, be exactly who you are. That's none of my business.
Yeah, so, I think I feel a lot, I really enjoyed talking with you because I'm like, gosh, she moms a lot, like the way I mommed, and I really like it because I sometimes felt very alone. I was raising them in the Midwest, in the, you know, basically the Bible Belt, you know, and I was trying to raise them like a good Christian, but there was this part of me that was like, I'm having problems because this doesn't align with my actual morals and what I actually believe what this means, you know, and stuff. So there were conflicts, but eventually I moved back to California. I think that was very healthy for me. I wasn't always, it was hard for my kids, and that I regret, but I think it was one of the best decisions because it's where I deconstructed.
Yeah.
So,
that's actually, funnily enough, that's the same thing that happened to me, like, not on purpose, but I moved to Florida. And once I got away from everybody, and it was like, I kind of just had time to do my own thing and kind of think for myself and not worry about what anybody else was going to think. And so by the time I got back around everybody, it was already too late. Like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to, I don't like that. But I think that's important. And I'm right now working on moving out of the country. I really would like to go to Thailand. I've done a lot of research and I have a couple of things in motion. I've pretty much settled on there, but I'm I'm also nervous because it's another country. Like, it's not like, you know, moving to another state and you can just come back. Like,
Right.
it's a big deal.
Right.
But I do think it's important for that reason. Like, I want them to experience other cultures and other people and other things. And like, I don't want them to be closed off to Western ideology or Christian, you know, like I want them to understand that other people live here too. And it's important, you know, to care about everybody and let everybody be themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dugald, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's Mezzo. Do you have any questions for Areil before I bring up people to play the game?
No, go right ahead. Areil and I talk all the time, so I'm.
He knows.
Okay, you guys, it's about time for Divine or Decline. If you're sitting in chat, you should come up and play with it. I'm actually going to invite a few people to come up and join us because sometimes they just sit in chat and won't come up, but they should. Lauren, do you want to come up? I haven't seen you in a while, Lauren. Schley the day. Oh, Schley, come up. Why can't I invite you up, Schley? What's going on with that? I don't even know if Cyber's still here. But we need at least 2 more people to come up. I don't know if Joel's still here, but even if he's away, he should come up. Annika, you coming up? You coming up and joining us? Who's coming up? Fluffy Dragon's coming up. I love that. Slay, don't hide. Come up. Come up and join us. Okay. I don't know if you played our game before or not, but here's how we play the game. I'm going to read you a verse, okay? If the verse is from the Bible, you're going to say divine when I go down the list, okay? I'll go from Fluffy down. If it is from the Book of Mormon, the Quran, or I made it up, it's decline. Okay, there's no points. Nobody wins or loses until the end. Then I'm going to tell you all how you can win or lose the game. But anyway, there's no points.
On my first time.
Everybody sucks at this game because they all plagiarized off each other. Okay, that's the whole point. Anyway, so is everybody? It's just the truth. They did. Okay, here we go. Don't forget that I used the American Standard. I think I used the New American Standard. I get them confused. I use the New American Standard or the American Standard. I'm supposed to use the American Standard because that is copyright free, just in case any of you need to know for any reason. So that's why it's going to sound a little different than what you're used to. Okay, here we go. He who shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be answered. Fluffy.
Decline.
All right, Areil.
Decline.
Okay, Dugald.
Decline.
That is divine. That's Proverbs 21:13.
It sounds different. It might be the translation. I don't know. It sounds different. I know there's something in there about it, but it sounded different.
Yeah. Hey, Jaron, how are you? All right, number 2. The wind knows the path of the proud, and the dust remembers the steps of the just. Fluffy.
No, decline.
Okay, Areil.
Decline.
Yes, you're still undefeated, Schley. Dugald.
I feel like you're always tricking me, but I'm gonna say decline too.
Okay, that is decline. That was just made up by me. Okay, number 3.
You could have wrote your the Book of Crystal.
I have to put all my made up verses together and make a Book of Crystal because Justin said I wrote the Bible better than they did. So.
You're gonna mistakenly start a cult. You're gonna gather followers.
I know.
As long as they're called the Crystalites, I don't care.
Can we send the money to Venmo and Cash App? If you want to follow me and be my cult, just send me money like you do other cult leaders, okay? I'll be okay with that.
You can totally be the Crystalites.
Let's see. Yes, the Crystalites for sure. For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Fluffy?
Divine.
All right, Areil?
Same. Divine.
All right, Dugald.
Oh, divine. But I don't like it.
It is divine. It is divine. That's 1 Corinthians 14:33. Good job, everybody. You guys are kicking ass. Okay, number 4. The hearts of the stiff-necked are like iron. They bend only in the furnace of affliction. Fluffy.
Decline.
All right, Areil.
Decline. And if I find out stiff neck is in the Bible,
Dugald.
I say decline too, but still, you might be tricking me right now.
It is declined, but stiff-necked is definitely in the Bible.
Is
That's where I got
it?
from. Yes. Wait, let me. Bible verse stiff.
That's why I thought she was tricking me at first. I was like, I'll go
I
slow.
know.
stiff neck.
So I got a phone call, and then I hit decline instead of divine for the phone call. And then it wouldn't decline it. It just kept ringing in the
It
background.
said, no, you're
What's
going to
going
pick
on?
divine, damn
Okay.
it. You're going to pick divine.
You can pick divine. This is your daughter, God damn it. And she's going to be mad. No, she's not. So it's in Exodus 32:9. Then the Lord said to Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, they are an obstinate, or it says in some translation, stiff-necked people. It's also, it's all throughout Exodus, in Deuteronomy, 2 Chronicles, Nehemiah, and Acts, and it's usually talking about the Israelites being stubborn, is what it is. I'm sorry, I digressed though. And we created humankind in pairs that they might find rest and mercy with one another. Fluffy.
Decline.
All right, Areil.
Divine.
All right, Dugald.
Divine, but I don't like it either.
Okay, that one is declined. That is from the Quran, Surah 30:21.
That makes more sense because I was like, I don't like how that sounds, but
It was in the pairs thing. Like I know that's not.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But each one is tempted when he is carried away and enticed by his own lust. Fluffy.
Divine.
Okay, Areil.
Decline.
All right, Dugald.
That's so vague in general. That sounds like it could be from any of them. Divine.
That is divine. That's James 1:14.
I'm doing
That
good
was
today.
James, Lauren. Good job, Lauren. I love that. Okay, number 7. And the Lord caused that their skin became white like unto the driven snow, and they did rejoice exceedingly. Fluffy.
You.
Yeah, ew. We know what exceedingly means.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with decline because I think I know where it's. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with decline.
Ariel.
Yeah, decline. It's given Book of Mormon. It's given,
yeah.
It's given the Quran.
Dugald.
I say decline, but I'm pretty sure I know where you got it from, though.
It is the Book of Mormon because anytime I talk about white, it's going to be the Book of Mormon, okay? If I say white, it's the Book of Mormon.
Oh, fire.
There's one verse I found in what book was I in? Anyway, the story about Miriam, she gets turned white with leprosy. So, but that's about it. That's it, really. Let's see. Number 8. The fool builds his house upon the shadow, and when morning comes, he has no place to dwell. Fluffy.
Divine.
All right, Areil.
Decline.
All right, Dugald.
Ooh, that one's rough. Decline.
That is declined. That is made up by Mowa. Okay. Number 9.
I'm doing better now than I did when I was a guest. What is the problem?
Yay! Because you're starting to get you're starting to get what I do here. You're starting to understand the game here. Okay. For the wages of sin is death, but the gracious gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord. Fluffy.
I don't know. Like, that sounds like it should be straight out of the Bible, but I'm gonna go with decline because I think you've done something to it.
Okay, Areil.
Yeah, I'm gonna say divine, but it's giving Paul.
Okay, Dugald.
Can I get a repeat?
Yeah,
You
sure.
don't like it?
For the wages of sin is death, but the gracious gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord.
Divine. But I don't like
That
it.
is divine, and I don't like any of them. That is divine, and it is Paul, Areil, because that is from Romans 6:23. Good job. All right, you guys, here is the final question. This is for all the marbles. If you get this one right, you get eternal life with your Lord and Savior. So, make sure you get this one right, okay, you guys? Here we go. Number 10.
Two Crystalites will get their salvation.
Okay, here we go. The righteous are as trees by the waters whose roots shall not wither in the year of drought.
Divine.
All right, Areil.
Yeah, I think it's divine.
All right, Dugald.
For some reason, I feel like you're tricking me on this one, so I'm going to decline. Let's see what happens.
Good job, Dugald, because that's from the Quran. That is Surah 14:24 through 25. I just changed all of to God. All right, you guys, that is today's divine or decline. I hope you all earned eternal life, because I know that's what we're all seeking, is to live forever. No.
Sorry, Dugald.
Areil.
You're going to heaven. Sorry.
Areil, when will you be live again?
I am going to, what's today, Sunday?
Well, we doing it all night, or you going live tonight at some point?
Look, right? I actually may do this evening, but if not, I'm going to do Tuesday. I'm going to shoot for 10 a.m. because I know for sure I'm clear on Tuesday.
Awesome. All right, you guys make sure you're following Areil. She does amazing lives. Also, like, she doesn't put up a bullshit, so if that's the kind of content you like, that's the one you want to watch right there. I will be live, I believe tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time for Conversations with Crystal, if I'm not wrong. And we're going to talk, again, we're going to do the two topics I've been running this week. We're going to run What If You're Wrong and Yahweh, Jesus is My Abusive Ex. Those are my two topics I've been running. I enjoy those conversations. I hope you guys will join me. Areil, I hope you join me in a few months and we can, have another conversation, get a little update where you are, what you're doing and stuff. Hear more about moving to another country and what's going on there. I really have enjoyed getting to know you today, and I love your work, and it's just been a pleasure. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, same. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. You guys, I hope you have